What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Daddy Hacks. Jordan Carrion.
James Tibbs.
I know it's been a little bit since we've been on here, but it's been a hectic, pretty 2 weeks, I would say, and it's lots going on. A lot of games, ups and downs, but we're still going. We're still keep on going, and just wanted to get back on the cast and record another episode for you guys. So
Yeah, man. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of emotions that go into a baseball season, and obviously, we've had some pretty frustrating moments. There's been some good, there's been some bad, and there's a lot that goes into a year when you play 56 games in a season, and there's a lot of good, and there's a lot of bad that happens. It's just part of it, and we're kind of going through some growing pains right now. We have some young guys, and like we mentioned before, we're missing 370 innings that pitched last year on the mound. So guys are trying to figure out roles and figuring out kind of themselves, right? And as far as the lineup goes, man, there's four returners, and so there's some new guys everywhere, and with that, we've had some injuries as well with Diamez and with McGuire and with Cam and Wyatt, and it's something that sometimes you kind of have to figure out on the fly. So it's not always easy, and there's some things that we had to kind of deal with and keep grinding through, and sometimes it just doesn't fall the way you want it to fall. I mean, like I heard a million times growing up from one of my baseball coaches and one of my mentors, and baseball is a game of inches. Sometimes those inches don't go the way you want them, and sometimes they do, but they haven't, and so that's part of it, man. Like, this is a long season, and I promise you, we're gonna look back in a month or even a couple weeks, and maybe even next week, and be like, man, like, that was funny.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy, but it's just part of it.
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%, man. And it's baseball, like you said. Like, this game, it's anybody's game. It's not like football or basketball, where usually the big favorites are the guys who win. Baseball can happen. Baseball, a lot of things can happen in a baseball game, man. And this parts of the season, especially, you kind of learn a lot from your team and from losing. Honestly, like I hate to say it, like, we don't go out there trying to lose, of course, but losing is how you learn. And we've definitely learned a lot about ourselves, myself, our team. I think even the coaches have learned stuff about our personnel and how they have to kind of cope with things. And it's just part of the process, man. And I think we've done a pretty solid job. I won't say great, but pretty solid job of handling our failure. And obviously, we have some big games coming up, and as long as we just learn from these mistakes and learn from little things that has gone on, and then get to that playing our best baseball in the second half of the year, and come playoff time, and then that's what it's all about. And I think I'm looking forward to that. Obviously, I hate to lose. I'm the type of guy, I hate to lose more than I like to win. And it is frustrating. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and lie and just say that it's been easy, because it hasn't. There's definitely times where you're frustrated, and you're trying to figure things out, and for yourself and for the team. And like Coach always says, like, individual success at the end of the day helps the team success. And it's been some reflecting that I personally have to have done myself, and just trying to be the best version of myself on the field. And I've gone through a little bit of some failures, but it's part of the process, man. And I know it's gonna help me in the long run. So I'm just getting ready and preparing myself for what's to come, and I'm excited for that, for sure.
No, yeah, I'd say the same thing. I mean, one of the biggest things you have to learn at the collegiate level when you get here is how to deal with failure at this level. These guys are a lot better. They're a lot more just grown in their mindsets and their abilities,
Polished.
and just polished, right? So failure is harder in college because they have a little bit better idea of what they're doing, and they have a scouting report on you. And there's just a sense of trying to figure that out. It's something that we all go through, and I dealt with it a lot last year at a very at a pretty large extent, and I feel like I've learned a lot from last year and trying to come up with a new way to approach the game this year. And I think that some younger guys have to do the same, and I think they have, and I think they will. And so it's just a matter of growing up and figuring things out. And I think they've done a great job of doing it, and I think we've done a great job of doing it. And from both the pitching side and the hitting side, I think there's just been a lot of things we've had to learn. And obviously the games haven't fallen the way that we've wanted to, but I think you take out some errors and
Yeah, I
you
mean,
clean some things up, and
absolutely. There's,
it's a different
I think
ballgame. So
in pretty much every game we've lost, there's been an inning maybe that's decided the game, and we're in every single game, and these teams that we are playing are not just no below average teams. These are some pretty good teams with a lot of experience, and they know what they're doing, and like we said, it happens, and they've gotten the best of us, and but the biggest thing that I feel like I've taken away from these losses is just like even in practice today, like just like the attention to detail. I feel like we kind of raise a little bit, that kind of like just putting more of an emphasis on being, clean, sound baseball, and it's gonna come. I know Coach Link has a plan, and I think we all trust in him. He knows exactly what strings to pull, what to do, and he's gonna put us in the best position to win. And I think we all believe in that and trust in that, and our faith is there. And to the man above, it's like he's gonna take care of everything, and everything. It's a process, and we have tough next 8 games. To get into it, we have Florida tomorrow, Virginia on the road, 3-game series, then Florida again in Jacksonville, and then Miami on the road again. So if you think about it, you got the next 8 games are going to be some tough ones and some challenges, and having to put the past in behind, but still learn how to learn from that and grow from that and take little things that we need to the next week or whatever it is. That's just going to help us become a better team and make ourselves better.
yeah, no, I mean I agree. I think that when you get to this level, sometimes it doesn't fall the way you want. The way you respond is the biggest part. And
Absolutely.
so right now we're going into a stretch where we just played the 16th team in the country. We're about to play the third team in the country and the seventh team and whatever it may be. And the reality of the situation is we always find a way to bounce back. And whether that's this week, or next week, or the week after that, man, like we as a team, as a community, like Florida State is known for being able to bounce back and figure it out. And I don't think there's any other place to look than the 2019 team in the way that they competed. They weren't the most talented team in the world, but they figured out a way to get in and win some a regional and a super regional and get to Omaha. And it's part of Florida State's DNA is being able to fight and compete, even when it's hard, even when it's frustrating, even when things aren't going your way. And I think that's going to be something you see from us, these next couple of weeks because we're a talented group of guys, and there's a lot of talent up and down, and we have the best coaching staff in the country, and it's going to come together. It's just a matter of time. So I think that when you guys watch this week and when y'all see kind of just the way that we compete, there's still gonna be that want, that yearning, to win.
100%.
You know what I
That's
mean?
one thing I would not take away from us. Like our focus, our energy, our will to win has been there every single game. Like there hasn't been a game where I felt like we've come out flat, quote unquote, or just not, having that passion for the game. Because I feel like every single game we've had that laser focus, and of course it comes down to executing. But we've had that energy, and we've had that focus to want to win games, and like we said, like it's just sometimes it doesn't go your way, but it's how you respond from it. And wise man once said, you can't keep good men down. And I that's something that stuck with me. The way you go about your business, the way you go about what you do every single day, and your character is gonna determine your future, because it's not how hard you get hit, it's how hard you can get hit and come back up. So
This is a
um,
long season, and we're 12-8. So this is 20 games in, right? 20 games. So we have 35 games left in this regular season, plus at least 3 in the ACC tournament. There's a lot of time to figure out things and get back on track. And I don't think we're behind. I don't think anything. I just think that we've had to couple bumps in the road, and we're gonna come back and ready to roll. Especially this week, man. I mean, there's nothing, in my opinion. I have no greater focus when I see Florida and when I see ranked Virginia and ranked Miami and ranked Florida. There's no greater
I
focus
mean, a
for me.
rivalry game. I mean,
Yeah. So
you can't really explain it.
it's just there's some type of feeling you get, man, when you wake up in the morning, you're ready to roll.
Yeah.
And I'm getting there right now as we speak. So I think that obviously it's been frustrating, but just keep your hopes up, man. Keep believing in us, because I promise you it it will come together. So honestly, like, there's not much else for me to say. Like, I truly believe that, and I think there's been some guys this last couple weeks that have really done a good job. I think, just to highlight them real quick, I think Connor Whitaker's done a good job. Obviously, he continues to compete every single day. He does his job.
Very
I
consistent.
think very consistent. I think Ben Barrett, who you will see on the mound tomorrow, did a
Point,
great
right?
job.
Starting.
Yeah, they did a great job at UCF last Wednesday. 3.17 Ks. I think that Lance Triple and Titan Kamak have done a good job filling in their roles and being able to step in and do their job and contribute. And I think it's just a matter of time before we put it all together.
Yeah, and getting healthy too is going to be a key for us too. Guys like Diamas, you saw him back in the lineup on Sunday. He sets the tone for us. He's our table setter, our leadoff. McGuire, Holbrook. You got a taste of what he's capable of doing. In that one game, he came back. Had 3 hits, I think 4 or 5 RBIs. Obviously Cam was out this weekend, and just getting healthy again, getting deep in that. Having guys off the bench and being able to contribute off the bench is huge. And obviously, our horse, Wyatt, was down this week, which is of course a big loss, but it also tested some other guys, and I think Jamie Arnold, came out. He did a pretty fine job on Saturday. I mean, we didn't help him really defensively, but it's just they're gonna get better day in every week by week. And I've definitely seen the growth. Also, another guy I forgot to mention, Ryan Dennison. He's been great, man. He's really stepped up as a freshman. He's gonna be a big part of this team, and we're gonna need him. And he's done a great job. So credit to him and props to him for stepping up, because he didn't really have the preseason he wanted to really have, but he got his opportunity, man, and he's been running with it, man. So that's been really nice to see for me, for sure.
Agreed.
Um, and some other guys, have been doing well too. That maybe not be on the top of my head right now, but there's been definitely some highlights of some guys performing well, and once it all gets put together at once, man, it's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So just gotta believe in ourselves, gotta believe in each other, gotta have faith, and
I'd rather have this happen now than happen 30 games from now.
Absolutely.
So, it's disappointing. It's frustrating. There's a lot of things you wish you could go back and do differently. Yes, obviously, and it hurts. It still hurts just thinking about it right now. But also, like, you got to find a way to move on. You got to find a way to come out there tomorrow and get ready to roll. And I think it's a great chance for us to do that. With Florida coming in our home place, and letting Hauser get loud like it always does, especially when the Gators come to town. And I think that we have a really good chance to do something and shock some people this week and the next week, and just move forward and kind of just grow from what we learned. So, um, keep tuning in, keep watching, keep supporting us, man. I promise you it'll come around. It always does. There's consistency. There's 44 straight years of making the tournament for a reason, because we know what we're doing, and we're trying to figure it out right now, and we're trying to get to the place we want to be. But just understand that it's going to be here before we know it. And when you look back on the moment, you're gonna be like, "Dang, that was brutal." But like,
you're gonna laugh about it, honestly.
So
laugh about it, and use that as a learning experience. But like you said, man, just keep believing. I know we believe in ourselves, and having that support from you guys, man, it means a lot. So I just want to thank you guys for tuning in again. We really appreciate it. We're gonna try to be on here as much as we can. Obviously we have a lot going on, a lot of games, school, just a lot going on. So we're gonna try to be able to come here and just talk to you guys as much as we can. But as always, like, subscribe, comment, any questions you guys have for us, feel free to ask. And looking forward to seeing you guys tomorrow, man. Should be a fun one. Should be a fun environment, fun atmosphere. So,
go Noles.
Go Noles.